Hey everybody, I hope you're having an awesome day. It is that time again where we go through some of my questions and answers. What I like to do when I send out my TTMs is I like to include some questions, and sometimes the athletes will actually respond to my questions. Softball questions, nothing controversial, nothing too hard to answer, just easy stuff. But that gives you a little insight to their life, or maybe something that they're thinking. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite parts about TTM. I love the autographs, but I really love the questions and answers. So here, I'm going to give you a quick wrap up of about 20-ish of the responses. We have MMA fighter, we have a beauty pageant queen, we have one of the most famous cyclists in the world. We have some PGA, former PGA players. We have some former NFL players. We have some former MLB players. We have some soccer players. We have an amazing musician. It's just a fun mix. I think you'll really enjoy it. Today we're going to start with former MLB pitcher Jim Golden. He played for a couple teams between 1960 and 1963. I asked, what is the best advice that a parent or mentor has given you? To which he responded, you have to possess certain amounts of skills in most professions, but the main thing is desire and willingness to work hard and never give up. The sky's the limit. Willie Wood is a former PGA golfer with 7 professional wins. I noticed that his sister Deanie was also a professional golfer and was on the LPGA tour. I asked, did you ever compete with Deanie in a tournament? To which he responded, Deanie and I competed with and against each other all throughout our childhood. We were both very competitive and pushed each other a great amount. Always one of my favorite, Bill Spaceman Lee, former professional pitcher, played for 2 teams from 69 to 82, was an All-Star in 73, and is in the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. I asked, which of your teammates did the best job of breaking down batting lineups? And he said, Tiant, throw and pitch, love Cuba, we should help them. And here's Louis Tiant. Rest in peace. Aaron Brady won Miss USA in 2013. I asked, what is the most time-consuming activity or requirement for a title holder after winning a major competition? She said, hello there. Definitely the obligations of events, volunteering, and all of the rest of the wonderful responsibilities of being a national winner. I wouldn't have traded it for the world. So worth it. Jim Woodward was a professional PGA golfer. I asked, who was the most impressive golfer with whom you have been paired? And he said, Fred Couples. There's old Freddie Cupcakes. Hannah Kearney, a former Olympic alpine skier, won gold in 2010 and bronze in the 2014 Olympics. I asked, who was the first person that you told when you found out that you were selected for the 2006 Olympic team? She said, my coach and former U.S. mogul skiing Olympian, Liz McIntyre, called to tell me I qualified for the 2006 Olympic team. And here's Miss McIntyre. She was inducted into the Skiing Hall of Fame in 2008. Jeff Yeager's former NFL place kicker, played for 3 teams from 87 to 99, was in the Pro Bowl in 1991 and was the 1993 NFL scoring leader. I asked, when you learned that you were voted to the 91 Pro Bowl, who did you share the news with first? And he said, my wife. We got married in April of 91, so that was a huge year in my life. Cheers. Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, she is actually the eldest surviving member of that group. I asked, how old were you at your first paid gig? And she said, probably 27 plus. I also asked, where did you perform? Again, she's not 100% sure, but she said North Beach, California with Sylvester. Are the Pointer Sisters? And here's Sylvester and the Hot Band. Jan Stevenson is a former LPGA golfer with 27 professional wins. I asked, is there a club that you always keep in your bag but rarely use? And she said, the 5-iron. Haywood Jeffries is a former NFL wide receiver, played for 3 teams from 87 to 97, 3-time Pro Bowler, and the 1991 NFL receptions leader. I thought this one was pretty funny. Apparently, in Tecmo Super Bowl, they misspelled his last name. It's spelled Jeffires, but the common spelling is Jeffries. So they mixed it up a little bit. And I asked, did your friends give you a hard time about your name being misspelled in Tecmo Super Bowl? And he said no, they laugh. Dick Stigman, former MLB pitcher, played for 3 teams from 60 to 66 and went to the All-Star game twice. I asked, how did you feel about playing in 2 All-Star games in 1960? And he said, it was a huge surprise for me being with all those legends. Lance Armstrong, former professional road racing cyclist and 2-time Tour de France champion. He's from North Texas originally, but has lived in Austin for quite a while. I asked, Austin has changed so much in the last 25 plus years. What is your favorite hole in the wall to grab a bite to eat? And he said, Matt's. I've been to Austin many, many times, and I have eaten at Matt's before. I will say that the food is good, but you got to time it right or you're going to be waiting a while for a table. Lonnie Jung is a former NFL safety, played for 4 teams from 85 to 96, and won a Super Bowl with the Ravens in 2012. Prior to the NFL, he played for Michigan State University. I asked, did Coach Muddy Waters have any sayings or pearls of wisdom that have stayed with you? He said, Muddy didn't really leave me with any real pearls of wisdom, but Nick Saban was my position coach for a couple of years at MSU. He always talked about paying attention to detail. And here are Nick Saban and Franklin Dean Muddy Waters. Phil Vercoda, so cool. He was the left winger for the 1980 Olympic hockey team, the Miracle on Ice team. I asked, you've been an inspiration to countless young athletes, but who was an inspiration to you? And he said, Muhammad Ali and Bobby Orr. Greatness right there. Brian Cams, former PGA golfer, had 2 professional wins, currently coaches at King University in Bristol, Tennessee. I asked, what do you enjoy most about coaching? To which he responded, giving back my knowledge back to the kids of the team, spending time, and my relationship with the kids. Alyssa Naylor is an active goalkeeper in the National Women's Soccer League. She's played for 4 clubs and was also on the U.S. Women's National Team from 2014 to 2024. I asked, who was your favorite soccer player growing up? Did you have a chance to meet them? She said, Christine Lilly, and yes, got to play with her. Here's Christine. She was also on the U.S. Women's National Team. And finally, Roxanne Modafferi. She was a former UFC fighter from 2003 to 2022, specialized in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 25 wins, 20 losses, 4 wins by knockout. I asked, what is the best advice that a parent or mentor has given you? And she said, there's always something positive, even in bad situations. Quoted mom on that one. All right, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you have a favorite? I'm trying to think if I have a favorite. I thought the Lance Armstrong one was really fun because it's a restaurant that I've been to a million times. And I mean, he was one of the most popular athletes in the world for a long time. It's really cool to get something back from the Pointer Sisters. Geez, do I have a favorite? I don't know. There were some great advices from mom. I don't know. It's just kind of fun. It's just kind of a fun mix, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. So if you ever have any questions about TTMing or anything that I can do to help you enjoy the hobby more, just let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.
No one's really going to be free until nerd persecution ends.